welcome, cadets.
Cadets?
George Lucas.
I hope you're prepared for unforgettable space adventure with wacky hijinks where nothing bad happens to anyone.
Damn,
what
game is that?
I don't know. But you're watching Kazador's Guide to the Cosmos.
Yeah!
Yeah! Thank y'all for being here.
Yeah. Without further ado, let's go around the horn and introduce our players for this wonderful, plane-spanning D&D game. Starting with TheropodArt.
Hi, hello, it's me, your boy, TheropodArt, ready to go to hell and take Verbal Ace's place in hell so I could get with Charlie Morningstar. Hi, hello, how you doing?
Whoa!
That reference cost $50,000, but hi.
I was about to say, there is a fee for that.
Yeah.
Go with the Bosco.
Yeah. But I'm not paying Bosco shit.
No, I'm saying
But,
Bosco will pay it.
Oh, yeah. But hi, yes, you can find me over on Blue Sky, Tumblr, for Infinity, Twitch, all TheropodArt, Lizard Fun Bags if you want to see the naughty stuff. If you like this D&D, when it's not being canceled, Tuesdays, we do Vecna, I promise.
You do?
It's just... Things keep coming up, but Tuesdays, Vecna, it's good, it's great, it's wonderful. I play a big booby lady. That's it, that's me.
Oost.
Excellent. Up next, we've got XanillisGrimm.
Hello, that's me. Are you excited for some more TTRPG related content? Then you can head over... Whoa! Then you can excitedly head over to my channel on Monday, twitch.tv/XanillisGrimm. No, you're
The
alright.
spirit of Fringe took over me. Oh my god.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Okay.
Some Fringo energy, yeah.
Yeah, catch me over on my channel, twitch.tv/XanillisGrimm, 7 p.m. PST, where, assuming there's not another random truck that hits a power transformer near my house, we should be back on for Stalwart Souls. That's why we posted one last week. That shouldn't happen again this week. Then, yeah, that's why we postponed. Woo! Then, Tuesday, twitch.tv/DistortionDevil again, as Thero just mentioned. We have some more. Vecna, Eve of Ruin. Then, on Thursday, there's no Nad Mage because we're going to be off for 3 weeks to set up for the final encounter. But look out for that. That'll be really exciting. I should be streaming something on that day, though, so keep a lookout for that. And then right back here on Friday. Everything else I do as to what I am doing and when I'm doing it, you can catch over on my Blue Skies, XanillisGrimm, where I post it all there. And aside from that, it's me.
Excellent. And up next, we've got Saris.
Hello. You can find me all over the internet at Tixdixl. What have I got going on? Tomorrow's a busy day. It's a doubleheader. We're first over at Burnout Vaughn's channel for some more of the Devil. And then immediately following that, we're at my channel for some Witchlight. Sunday this week is off for me, but then we're going to return, if I understand correctly, for some more Near Replicant on Monday over at the Amusing Thalia's channel. And then we're back here, circling all over again. That's me.
Right on. And up next, we've got Citric King.
Hi, hello, I'm Cedric. You can find me everywhere at Cedric King. Everywhere being mainly Blue Sky and then all of the other stuff. Busy as per usual, but soon-ish you'll get to see some of the stuff I've been working on in the background. Other than that, nothing really as far as me featuring on other streams. But again, that might change in the future. But besides me, we have the one and only GM Leah.
Thank you very much, Citric. I am Amusing Thalia, here Fridays, nowhere currently Saturdays. Burnout Vaughn channel on Sundays, no matter what week it is. Monday, my channel for Nier. Tuesday, nothing right now. Wednesday, we got some Barotrauma. Thursday, Suits on my channel, Adam Using Thalia if you like superhero stuff. Friday, back here. And I just want to say thank you for spending what limited life you have here with us and joining us along for this journey. It does mean a lot to me that anyone who enjoys this does in any capacity. So I appreciate all my players. I appreciate all of you listening. And I also especially appreciate Connor McKinley, who has encouraged me and given me this spot on his channel and has been a stalwart player. Well, no, he's not one of the stalwart souls, but he has been a stalwart player in my games for many years now, and I truly roleplay with him is like magic. And you know what else is like magic? Beards.
Beard.
That's right, and your beard can be magical too with the power of beard sorcery.
Beard sorcery.
Beard sorcery for all of your beard hygiene care products. Head over to beardsorcery.com. I've been using beard sorcery products for a good long while now, and I have had no regrets. It keeps my beard soft, smelling great, feeling great, and it keeps the skin underneath from getting itchy and flaky. That sounds like something that you would be interested in. Head on over to beardsorcery.com and use code DistortionDevil. You can save 10% when you shop online. beardsorcery.com. Also, check out Bones Coffee Company. That's right, Bones Coffee Company has a ton of great varieties of coffee, a bunch of amazing flavors, a bunch of amazing regions you can get your coffee from. I know I'm going to be grabbing some Irish cream coffee for my father. It's close to March. And they'll probably have a St. Patrick's Day sale, as a matter of fact, now that I'm thinking about it. So, pretty soon here, it'll be the perfect time to get some Bones coffee. You can use code DistortionDevil as well, and you can save 10% up online. We also could not do this week in, week out without bits and subs. For people such as Darky Arts. Thank you for the 20 months of subbing. With that, are we ready to get into tonight's episode of Kazador's Guide to the Cosmos?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And let us commence forth.
Alrighty. Let us go. A plot that spans the plains is what has brought the crew of the Homewrecker together. With Gith gathering in Avernus, the planar rifts opening in every corner of the multiverse, and the forces of hell somehow involved, our party now resting in a now claimed mage's tower on the brink of the pit into the hells. They take what little time they have to prepare with the eventual goal of Dis and whatever plot has embroiled the party's paladin, Vex. Now, on today's episode, we find out what path they choose as we return to Kazador's Guide to the Cosmos. Currently, you all have just finished defeating a great wizard known as the Wizard of the Whirl, and have touched down on the top of the tower with the Nautiloid, which all of you find as your vessel, currently just floating alongside. Think we follow Kazador stepping off the deck onto the top of the tower. We will see, I assume, it is of course up to y'all, but likely Vex and Xoruk returning to the top of the tower as well after just defeating the wizard's true body just below. And as whichever party members wish, all meet up on top of the tower. That is where we return to today's episode. .
I see everybody's in one piece.
Here's that way.
Kazador and I went and wrote wearing the Spelljammer base, right?
Yes, you two were there the last time. I assume, and of course it is up to y'all. I ask you, not tell you, but you are welcome at this point to have, with Marine kind of holding position, gathered out on either the top deck or the top of the tower.
Mhm.
But that is where you were last, so if you would like to still be in the ship, that is up to you.
Well, no, just to mention that Kazador would have noticed Rod hobbling a bit out of the bay, still reeling from the, I guess, ritual they underwent while training.
Mhm. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Thank you all. We did not really run damage in the last one because it was kind of a just flash encounters, etc. But I do still think that there's a decent amount of wear and tear from all of you. So maybe some of you are bandaging a wound, maybe some of you are just taking a moment to rest. But nonetheless, there is a wizard's tower for you here to investigate if you wish to find anything here that would be potentially useful. There is also a chance to rest, and this is y'all's moment before whatever long rest you wish to take, if you wish to, and whatever and the dive into Avernus itself.
Considering we took down a potentially very potent and certainly older wizard, Xoruk will try to investigate the tower and see if they can unearth anything that might be useful for Kazador.
Yeah, there are a few places that you can look, but the area where you were last, Xoruk, was down in the sort of mage's laboratory where the actual body of the mage was. And I'd like you to roll an investigation check as you're looking around there.
To the lab again. 22!
22. There, you find one of those like apothecary tables, like one of those various. Let me swap the music really quickly. But you find one of those apothecary tables with all the little drawers and everything that seems to have a bunch of unique and rare components in it. I don't think. Do you think with your level of knowledge of Arcana, would you recognize some of them, or would you just be able to recognize that they are that?
He doesn't have any training in Arcana, so I think he'd recognize that that's probably something related to magic. And is there like a shelf or anything like that he can pull out from a desk or a box?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say absolutely there is, yeah.
He's just going to carefully kind of take out a chest drawer and put all of the reagents and things that he can't really identify on his own with an untrained eye. And once he is organized and gotten everything he can, he'll bring it back to Kazador.
Yeah, absolutely. That does make sense. Where would you find Kazador? Where would Kazador be found?
I think Kazador would be... I think he would be staring at this wizard's corpse and just looking at him specifically and just seeing, what it took to stay down here that long.
Yeah.
Because I think Kazador would know right away that this guy is Netherese.
Absolutely. Your studies have led you to a lot of knowledge about Netherese, both life and magic. I'd like you to roll, and this is kind of a choice, and they kind of get you different things. You can roll an Arcana check, and you can roll as many as you'd like, but you can roll an Arcana check to kind of determine magically what maybe has been going on here. You can roll an investigation check to see if you find anything potentially interesting, and it also let you potentially just roll a planes check, actually, which is intelligence plus proficiency for you, that would give you more information on the relationship with the specific plane you found yourself on, Gehenna. So Arcana, Investigation, Planes, up to you which ones you want to roll.
I will crack open my character sheet. I've got quite the high Arcana check, so I will use that. Arcana. That's a 31.
So
Golly.
31, yeah. 31, looking at both the so there are a couple things. On top of the tower, there are robes and a staff that's an arcane focus and a puddle of melted liquid that you immediately recognize as a simulacrum. Some of the clothing is disintegrating, as you can guess it was likely fabricated to be for the simulacra. And any of the fancier equipment they were wearing is sort of disintegrating in that same capacity. It seems like it was always almost just meant to be a body double of the actual wizard himself. But as you head down into the tower proper, the tower room proper, you see Xoruk walking towards you with a sort of shelf container of a bunch of reagents. And with your 31 Arcana, you look over and you see the actual corpse itself. Throat slit from... Oh, no, not throat slit. Execution blow from Xoruk under the armpit. So there's just a pool of blood beneath them. Their face is kind of desiccated, almost mummified. And judging from the way that they almost seem physically drained, you can kind of ascertain that this person has been supplementing their life with various arcane magics and abilities. Their life has been far extended beyond the natural range, and looking around, you're kind of trying to understand what exactly allowed him to do so. And you see that there are several tanks on a far wall. They're not frosted over, but they are covered with a layer of murk. Do you walk over and kind of wipe one off?
Yeah, Kazador will walk over.
Almost in response to you wiping the glass, a face sort of poof against the glass. There's a corpse. What looks like a corpse? Maybe it's still alive, as you see its chest sort of gently rise and fall, floating ambiently in the tank of liquid. And you recognize the clone spell, the equipment required for a clone spell, as this is likely not the person's first body. They've probably been through several. And judging based on the equipment here and everything, that they did not have all of the proper materials for a clone spell. And with every generation of cloning, they have lost more and more of themselves, till you look back at the body and it is literally just a shadow of what this person probably used to be. But you do notice one thing, Kazador.
Oh.
On the actual corpse itself, a glint of copper and porcelain and flowing cosmic fabric of a mantle of some kind that the wizard was wearing. So you kind of go over to... Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, Kazador will curiously sort of lean down and he'll touch the fabric.
It's kind of cold, as if putting your hand out in the astral sea. It almost has a very similar sensation to trailing your hand through the phlogiston.
Intriguing. He'll reach out and he'll grab and he'll splay the mantle out in its full glory and just look at it and examine it for a second.
It sort of flows, and there is a resonance that happens the moment you pick it up. There's a porcelain, a piece of porcelain with copper gilding sort of floating above what would be one of the shoulders. And it seems to, the moment you pick it up, sort of hums with magic. And there's a crackle of that copper electricity that arcs up it that is very familiar to you.
Hmm. Am I getting... I'm clearly... This thing is clearly magical.
Oh, absolutely. It is very clearly magical, and there is almost a instant connection with it. Your magic flows into it instantly, and if you allow yourself, it will instantly attune to you.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Yeah, let's go for it. Let me actually see if I even have any attunement slots left.
Well, that is something you don't have to worry about, as this is a fated attunement.
Oh, okay.
As Kazador's fated item, the Weaver's Mantle, is now within your grasp.
Yeah, he'll sort of let its magic sort of link up with him, and he'll be like, oh, intriguing.
I think that is when you finish gathering all of the materials, Xoruk, and you walk up to Kazador, who is placing the wizard's mantle upon himself and strikes a regal pose with it. The fabric of the mantle itself almost just looks like cuts of the astral sea that kind of whips and flows with the wind around here.
Looks good on you, Captain.
Thank you. As he sort of lets his own magic connect with the mantle, whatever color it was beforehand will sort of start to fade away, and then a backdrop of an amber spiral galaxy will sort of overtake the image that is being displayed in the mantle, and his own sort of uniquely colored magic will be sort of reflected in the color of the mantle.
Abso-fucking-lutely, that's rad as hell.
Mhm.
Xoruk holds out the box to you. There's a lot of different materials in here for various spells of a kind. I am going to... Currently, I think the best way to do this is this is a large stash of wizard's equipment. I think the best way to do this is for... Right now, I'm going to have you pick a spell on your spell book that it would have the materials for that would augment them. That would be like a slightly, as we've talked about, the fancy materials for this game. Past that, every time you want to see if there is materials in here that you could use, we're going to roll a D100, and the more you use it, the lower the chance will be that there is equipment in here for you. So I'm going to place that. I'm going to type that into the cargo, and I'm going to make sure that that'll be in the ship's treasury. And it'll have like a percentage next to it, like currently 100%. But on your spellbook, what spell do you choose as the spell that there is materials in here for you just out the gate?
Wish.
Yeah, maybe.
And I do have 9th level spell slots now.
Oh.
But I don't think Wish has a material component even.
Probably not.
Oh, I need to think about that.
Yeah, if you want to take some time to think about it, and it's kind of like flavor-wise, you sort of looking through all of the components that are now available to you.
Yeah, Kazador will sort of run his hand over all of them. How long was he here?
You can only guesstimate thousands of years, likely.
Damn. It was a sort of tragedy, Captain. One not too unfamiliar to what I have seen before. One where someone is so terrified of death they will do anything. Pervert even their own life till it is not life anymore, just to avoid that fate. Even here on the precipice of the hells where they may have been doomed to head, They refuse to go quietly.
That seems to be par for the course for the Netherese.
I do want to check
People-
in on. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, don't mean to interrupt.
People fear Kazador. Not all of them uniform, but all have fears. What is yours?
Here. Failure, I suppose.
You'll nod. That is a powerful motivator. But I am thankful, or perhaps you may be thankful to know. We will not allow you to fail.
Smiles and hope not.
He'll smile, offer the last of the reagents, and begin to head back towards the ship.
Continue looking about.
And with that order given, I do want to check in with Vex and Hakka, if Hakka would have come onto the tower as well. But I also want to check in with Vex, who is in the room as well.
Yeah. Is there any remnants or remains of the dude we killed?
So I think you pass Xoruk as Xoruk is heading back onto the
Mhm.
ship, and you're coming from the observation deck. And you
Mhm.
kind of pass each other heading onto and off of the ship. And as you head down the set of stairs into the wizard's laboratory, would Vex still be there, or would Vex be gone?
I mean, I'm not sure that if we've been in the tower, I don't think Vex would have gone onto the Nautiloid at all. I think Vex would have stayed in the tower.
Yeah, absolutely. So when you enter the tower, Hakka, you find Vex still there, and Kazador, if Kazador has anything else that he'd like to do.
I mean, given if we had time for it, Kazador would love to explore more of this tower. But you know, he realizes that we're on a time crunch, so we can leave whenever.
I don't think we are on a time crunch.
A little bit. We're not
They're-
like it's not a super deadline.
Yeah, it's not urgent, but you know, the longer
We shouldn't
we're
dally.
here-
Yeah,
Fair
I
enough.
think that the idea right now is that we are starting a long rest, and you could explore some of it during the long rest. I won't have that
Yeah.
detract from your long rest. I think that I will have you roll an investigation check, Kazador, as you would still be able to explore some of the tower. Most of it isn't going to be like stuff that would be useful for travel. It would just be information you would potentially find, and that makes sense with Kazador.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, 1 second, just swapping servers because there's been a lot of.
Guess who's back?
Oh, so cool.
There we go.
Are we back?
We are back. We should be back. Everything
Like
should,
again?
should be smooth now. But yeah, feel free to roll an investigation check. But we will get back to you in a second, Kazador. As Hakka, you descend into the tower and you find.
Mm-hmm.
What would Vex be doing?
I think Vex, almost immediately upon that happening, is sort of looking at the carnage, right? Including the body. So
Mhm.
obviously Kazador came in and, shall we say, investigated, and they honestly were probably just observing very quietly off to the side.
I think at this point, Kazador and Hakka have stepped away from the body. Or Kazador and Xoruk, sorry, have stepped away from the body, and Hakka has now entered. Hakka, what are you doing?
Basically inspecting the body, and also, would I have noticed the clone?
Yeah, with the investigation check, Vex, while you're there, Hakka walks up and sort of begins examining the body as well as the two of you kind of go over it. And you look over to where Kazador is walking away from, and you see the clone vats over there.
If the others are present and can hear me, Hakka would just say, I think we should destroy the... And I'm aware of the clone spell, right, Leah?
Yes, I'll say absolutely,
Yeah,
especially
yeah.
with your history and background you are.
Mm-hmm. I don't think it'll be a controversial request to destroy the clone in the vats.
No. I don't
Looking
think
to the
so.
group. I guess if y'all will allow, Hakka will take his fancy, cool war pick and just begin smashing like he's in one of those stress rooms where you destroy plates and glassware and stuff, and just start bashing the machinery.
Vex is gonna tag team with their hammer.
Yeah.
And
Just
I
one
think
look
the
at that
hammer.
and it's like, nah.
With pick and hammer, the vats are made short work of, just shattering to pieces on the ground and leaving a somewhat uncomfortably viscous liquid on the ground that kind of pools around where the vats are. The corpses of several different clones, who all would be in various states of growth, would absolutely just sort of wash out onto the floor next to you.
And I'm gonna sacred flame those corpses. Like, we're cremating
Absolutely,
that
yeah.
shit.
As the bodies here are cremated, is there anything else the two of you wish to do currently while in the tower?
Just one little thing to Vex. Just thank you for your assistance.
My pleasure. Although, I did have a quick question for you.
Shoot.
What do we want to do about the body? I don't know much about magic, but if that specific wizard was capable of doing, and then they're just gonna gesture to the room around them, I don't know if it's wise for us to just leave the corpse here.
Well, I can cremate it like the others. That was going to be the plan.
They sort of just like gesture like an after you sort of way, as if encouraging.
Yeah, and just continuing just every 6 seconds, just you're cremated, you're cremated, everybody's getting cremated.
As the bodies turn to ash around you, Hakka, with a 19 investigation check, not much is left, but there are a couple items. On the floor where the wizard was, there is a wand, a ring, and a necklace.
Hakka would also, my connection's looking dodgy, so if I disconnect, I'm sorry. Hakka would
You're coming in good
Yeah,
circle.
our-
Tomorrow.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
it's just a
Hakka would
Discord thing,
beckon-
you're all good.
Hakka would beckon the others. I have some items here. And I don't know if they're cursed, so come hither, please.
Vex is already nearby, so they would just kind of stride over and kind of peek over his shoulder.
We're in a cursed wizard's tower in hell. I'm not going to pick up items wantonly.
This is gonna seem like a really silly question, but given the fact that Vex is wearing like gloved hands, is there less of a chance?
You have gloves on, yeah. It means
I do. I have gloves on.
You.
I mean, it depends on what the curse would be, but there's always a chance. I think it would make sense to the two of you that gloves would maybe protect you.
Yeah, I mean, and unfortunately, one of their flaws is they are extremely curious and a bit
You know what? I think it's
impulsive.
hilarious that Hakka's like looking around like, okay, we gotta protect, we gotta like be careful with these magic items, and Vex in the background just silently picks them up.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Is that what you do?
Yep.
Oh boy.
Vex, which do you go for first?
The necklace.
Necklace. Necklace, nothing seems to happen. It's a simple silver chain, and on the end of it is a silver pendant of some kind that has a black crystalline structure as the main sort of focal point. And you actually notice it's a locket. It would open up and to show something in the middle.
Two things. Number one, do I recognize the symbol?
No symbol exactly. It's a crystalline structure, almost literally just almost like a black quartz, like a smoky quartz on front. Hakka, no roll. You recognize Cardalin when you see it.
Don't touch that.
I will also say you recognize worked Cardalin when you see it.
Okay, never mind. It's most likely safe. This is a material I've had experience with. It's Cardalin. Does Vex know of that material?
That's a great
Vex,
question.
Vex, roll me a history check.
Sure, absolutely can do that. It's thinking about it.
Oh, it's thinking. Oh, shit.
You absolutely are aware of Cardalin. You grew up around the time where the Netherese Empire was still falling, kind of. You grew up slightly after when things started happening, but you were kind of around for that time period. Cardalin is a substance used by many Netherese cities and officials and wizards, arcanists throughout history. It is a artificial but incredibly potent magical term for something that channels something, magical reagent of some kind.
Conduit?
Like a conduit?
Yeah, conduit. Thank you.
Gotcha.
And Kazador, I will say, as you are kind of going around the rest of the tower and investigating at this point while everyone's getting ready for resting and everything, and investigating the top of the tower, you find a room with a Cardalin production. Like a place where this man is literally producing Cardalin. Or was.
Oh.
Kazador is stunned for a second.
Mm-hmm.
He's producing raw Cardalin?
It seems as though the way that the production is working is that there is various aspects of crystalline structures that he has taken from other planes, so from this plane specifically, and this would kind of go into the arcana from earlier and what you're investigating, but you would be able to determine that he's taking essentially magic crystals from other planes and converting them into Cardalin.
Oh shit.
But that will kind of, continue to pop through various things that this wizard was up to. But nonetheless, do you open the locket, Vex?
Yeah.
Yeah, you open the locket. On one side is what looks like a city, but a city floating in the sky. It is a very simple depiction of it, but is very clear what it is. It is one of the Netherese floating cities, which you are aware of. You would have known that they existed when you were alive. On the other side is actually the picture of a man. Not this man. Like, there's maybe like a painting on the wall of this man, and another individual. He's like sat at a chair with another person kind of behind him with a hand on his shoulder, and you see that the locket has the other person with the hand on their shoulder is depicted in it.
Would I recognize the figure at all?
I don't think you would. No, I think you assume that this other second person was someone that was important in this wizard's life. It is a sentimental item.
Well, it looks like the first item is probably was probably very important to whoever this person was, whoever this wizard was. And they're just gonna hold it out to Hakka.
Mm-hmm. What do you pick up next, the wand or the ring?
The ring.
The moment you pick up the ring, you hear in a language you don't understand someone speaking to you desperately.
Well, ring's haunted.
Roll me just a flat intelligence check, because
Sure.
it is using Elven grammar and pronunciation. It's not Elvish, but it is using enough of Elvish that you might be able to catch a word or an intent here or there.
14.
14. Someone is pleading, asking you to do something. You can't understand what it is they're asking, but the voice when you're holding the ring is asking you to do something.
Is it like desperation?
Yeah.
Can I try?
It sounds desperate, yeah.
Can I try something?
By all means.
Yeah, I'll blow a 3rd level slot on this.
Okay.
Does tongues?
Oh.
Do you
Oh,
cast
it'll
it
work on you.
Tonguing the ring?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
are you
tonguing the ring.
tonguing the
Yeah.
ring? Or are you tonguing Vex?
I'm tonguing Vex.
Hey,
sorry.
I
hey.
consent to that.
I'm casting tongues on Vex.
Yeah, yeah,
Do you
I
consent
got
to
you,
the
I got
tongue
you, I got
spell
you.
at least?
Yeah.
So yeah, what do I hear?
Please, you must get this on one of the bodies in the vat. Please, I don't want to.
Oh no.
Oh,
We have him.
Yeah.
so
Oh my god.
No roll needed. This is a ring of mind shielding.
Ah.
He couldn't get to a body, so he's stuck in a ring?
So
if
when you
you-
die while you're
Mhm.
wearing a ring of mind shielding, your soul gets trapped inside of it.
So I'm gonna look at the ring. I'm gonna look at Hakka. I'm gonna look back at the ring. I'm gonna look back at Hakka. So I
What
think
is
his
it?
soul left his body.
Whose soul? Do you mean?
I mean, the wizard that's dead on the floor is not truly dead. I'm pretty sure he's in the ring.
You know, I was a little perplexed, because with a cloning spell, one of them would have awakened when the death occurred. So I was thinking, like, where did his soul go? What? Could he have possibly had a vat somewhere else? But
Well, he's currently pleading with me to put the ring on a body or a clone or in the vat.
that's not happening.
Please, I offer you secrets, magic, power beyond your very understanding.
Vex does the equivalent of like a frog blink as they're listening to the wizard pleading with them, and they just kind of they just kind of stand there and look at it and go, so I think the solution here is to ask Kazador what he would like to do with this. Simply because I think he's going to have a little bit more of an understanding of what it is and what we should do with it.
In my opinion, I should figure out a way to get the soul to pass on.
I mean...
Can you ask him what would happen if we destroyed the ring?
I mean, I could. Would you like me to?
Yes, please. Unless he can hear me.
So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm not. It's not on my finger, to be clear.
You're holding it.
Yeah, you're just holding it.
I'm going to look at the ring and I'm going to try in like Elven, because that's like the closest I've got. Ask, can you understand me?
You notice that their inflection kind of changes, but because of the tongue spell, you still understand them perfectly. Yes. Language of the elves is something I am reasonably fluent in.
Okay, good. You can understand me. So here's a question. What happens if I destroy this ring?
Oh gods! No, please do not.
Does not answer my question. Now, I'm not trying to threaten you. I'm genuinely curious, and I am not a person...
Roll a persuasion check.
The arcane. Does the little bit about saying I'm not a person of the arcane help at all?
It will affect how they respond.
Okay. 20. Dirty.
Oh, wow!
20. You don't understand. I see. You are one of the simple people. This is okay. This is okay.
Huh, I see. You're stupid.
Essentially. My mind is great and vast and powerful, and I know much of the magics. If you place my ring upon an empty vessel, I shall enter it, please.
You didn't answer my question, though. What happens if we destroy the ring?
I would assume that I may pass to one of my clones, but they would be... It would not have control over which one. So it would be best if you placed it on whichever was the most matured.
So, in other words, what you're saying is, you wouldn't die.
What? I don't... You get the sense that they are a little unsure.
Okay, perfect,
that
amazing.
They might be in a realm of this where they are not familiar.
Cool, perfect, amazing. To be clear, not playing the villain card here, just trying to figure out the situation. So, Vex will then look to Hakka and say, so, good news. It is quite as simple as you put the ring on a vessel and it will transfer. Bad news is, he doesn't seem to know what would happen if we destroy the ring. He doesn't seem to... He thinks that his soul would still pass into one of the other vessels, but he doesn't know for certain. I'm still in the boat of asking our resident arcane user to see if they might have some more insight on the appropriate ways of which we could move forward.
Kazador, can you come over here, please? As
Kazador, roll me an investigation check, as I think I know what you've been kind of exploring some of the upper areas of the tower. No, it's totally fine. I think just logically this is kind of how this would go. As you're investigating, Kazador, and as you're looking around the various parts of the tower, you hear downstairs in what is likely the lower parts of the tower, it currently being raided by demons. Like, you hear like the kind of yells and a little bit of fighting going on. There's like maybe a rumble or two of something getting smashed.
That's my +3 greatsword. Give it.
Yeah. That very much that energy.
Kazador just looks down and shakes his head, and then... You want me to roll that check, right?
Yeah, roll investigation check.
I will do this. 11.
Oh.
11. So this kind of comes down to how thoroughly would Kazador raid this guy's library?
Sorry, one more time. There was screaming in the background.
No,
Commotion.
How thoroughly would Kazador raid this library?
He's certainly intrigued, but, he wouldn't want to linger for too long.
Yeah.
I'd say he wouldn't be, like, thoroughly going through it, but he'd be paying attention.
Mm-hmm. We will say for now that you are returning up to the top or closer to the top floor, and you have just a pile of books, and we can kind of go through whatever books that you feel would be interesting, or maybe we can roll for them later. But I think we see Kazador coming up with returning from a library with a good haul amount of books.
He's just got a little bundle
see,
with a bunch of books in it.
Yeah, exactly. As Kazador returns to the wizard's chambers with you. The 3 rooms, just really quickly. There's the top of the tower. Plus the top of the tower. There's the top of the tower, wizard's chambers, Cardalan production, library, and then the downstairs. And so you guys pretty much checked out most of the investigatable stuff.
Place is certainly intriguing.
Indeed. To catch you up to speed. For some reason, the wizards that belong to this tower, the wizard, singular, sorry, his soul is in this ring.
Kazador will blink. Really?
Yeah. In my opinion, we should find out a way for him to pass. But he does not want that.
He seems very much alive.
Yeah, I
Full
see
of
it.
thoughts.
He's been artificially inflating his lifespan.
They will hold it out to Kazador.
I'd guessed that. He'll take the ring.
And also, I'm sorry, did Kazador discover the synthetic Cardalan, or was it Hakka?
Kazador did
discovered
the
the
synthetic
yeah.
Cardalan.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, that's in the... If you would have gone down, literally 1 floor down, you would see it. But Kazador, as you hold it in your hand, there's in Loros, you immediately understand. Hello. It would kind of actually go through, it would go Elvish, and then if you don't respond to the Elvish, it would, in Loros, go, do you understand me, please? I can tell you are someone else. You are someone likely much, much more compassionate and kind and intelligent. The secrets I can tell you if you place me within on one of my clones, I will grant you with great knowledge.
In Loros, Kazador will say, first I'd like to know to whom I am speaking.
There's a pause. I have come to know. I have come to be known as the Wizard of the Whirl. My name from the times of Netheril are long, long lost.
The Wizard of the Whirl?
Mm-hmm. The same name that Marine told you.
So he doesn't even remember his real name.
He doesn't remember his original name now.
Damn. Crazy.
Leah, are there any rats around?
Yeah, sure. Fuck it. There's a Gehenna rat. It's way more muscular than you think it should be.
Holy fuck.
Right.
I think, do I have it? Yeah, I do have a spear. Can I just chuck a spear at it and kill it?
Sure.
Just that, if
yeah, go ahead.
Hakka would go up, grab the dead demon rat, walk over, and just kind of mischievously grin at Kazador. Just like,
He said he wanted an empty vessel.
and Hakka would just hold out the freshly dead demon rat.
Kazador will, quirk his eyebrows up. I think the vessel needs to be alive, first of all.
No. Empty is the
Secondly,
term he used.
I see. We'll see. We'll just
Okay,
like,
well,
before you
well,
go murdering any more small animals, let me just talk to this individual first.
I don't
Very well.
necessarily think murdering a small animal would be necessary.
I will pocket the demon rat.
All right, you pocket the Gehenna rat.
Things you only hear
This'll-
in Dungeons and Dragons.
This will be a surprise tool we'll use for later, chat.
I can't believe we have bestowed Hakka Pocket Rat.
Whoa, rat upon ye.
Yeah, I was gonna. It's the fucking like Eminem throwing the rat meme. Kazador, go ahead. And
seems you've-
just for the sake of ease, can we assume that while you guys are walking back to the ship while you're doing this, or are you guys staying in the tower?
Yeah, I don't think we've got much of a
No.
reason to stay in the tower unless we wanted to like take a longer rest.
Question. Question.
Go ahead.
Did we grab the last item first, though?
Yeah. There's
Yeah,
one-
you were. I will say yes. You can have grabbed the wand.
Grab wand.
Grab wand. Wand grabbed. Can be identified while you rest.
No immediate problems.
Nothing. It as you hold it, a little bit of like sparks come out the tip, like indicating that it is magic.
Fantastic.
But that's about it.
Fantastic. We will pocket the wand.
But very well. Returning to the ship, Kazador's. Is there the individual in the ring would basically, as if you're holding it, whenever you're not talking to them or asking questions, it's just begging to one of its clones.
Do I break the bad news now, or do I milk this for all it's worth?
What would Kazador do?
He'll just look over at the destroyed clones on the floor.
Ashes, if there's anything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news on that front.
What do you mean? Bad news? No.
It seems a horde of demons has broken into your tower and has smashed your vats of clones.
Demons, the barbarians.
Oh, fiends. It's a wonder you survived down here as long as you did. You must be quite old indeed if you're from the fall of Netheril.
The fall? Those fools. No, I left long before that.
I surmised as much.
I'm sorry, what?
Not many wizards from that time escaped the fall of Netheril, and so I find myself puzzled at your existence.
I came here for research long ago. I know this. I came here to look for something. An answer to something.
Something?
Life, I think. I think we wanted to keep someone alive.
Sound right. And you never found what you were looking for?
Not for others, no.
Ah. I see. And so, what, you've been staying in this tower for who knows how long, going from clone to clone, Surviving?
Is that not better than death? All I am would be lost upon it.
That is an excellent question. Well, Wizard of the Whirl, he'll... All the clones have been dusted. Is there any blood left over?
Yeah, I'll say probably nearby one of the clone vats you see a vial of blood that you can only assume was his.
Okay, Kazador will take that, and he'll take it with him. I can't promise you anything, but I am curious about you and your people.
I will strike a bargain with you. If you help me return to my form, I will grant you whatever knowledge I have. I will teach you the ways of the arcane like none could.
Perhaps I'll be the one to teach you a few things before that, but we'll see.
I welcome knowledge. But until this time, I take it from your hesitance. There is no path for a body for me now. Is this true?
Not at the moment. Your clones have been destroyed.
So be it. And the ring goes silent.
It's just a normal ring of mind shielding still.
Yep.
So
normal ring of mind shielding.
He'll take it into his hand and he'll go to meet with the others. Does anybody think they would get any use out of this ring?
I'm trying to think. Do I have my attunement slots all taken up? It's 3, right?
Yep, 3. I don't know.
I have
Unless it's a funny
Hashtag.
item.
I have the telepathy helm.
It does require attunement.
Does Cloak of Billowing require attunement?
No.
Okay,
Even
good.
if it does, it doesn't on my end.
I forgot you had that shit.
Oh yeah, Hakka is aura farming constantly with that thing.
Every time you don't spend your bonus action, I assume you
Just
billow
JoJo
with it.
posing.
Oh shit, that's right. It is a bonus action, and yeah, I
Yep.
should be doing that every fucking turn.
Hell yeah.
I
activate my cloak of
Maybe you want to keep it for potentially an upcoming trial, Kazador?
Yeah, might help.
That's true. Oh my goodness, if I
Because
get
it makes you
fucking-
immune to magics that would detect your thoughts or know you're lying.
That's true. I don't know if I have any attunement slots left though.
You don't have to equip it now, just...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I trust it in your possession, Kazador.
Very well. If at any point anyone thinks they could get some use out of it, let me know. Until then, I'll just keep it on me.
I think something to consider while we are in the Hells. We don't necessarily know if there's going to be some mind shenanigans afoot. So I think it might be beneficial for us to keep that in mind.
Indeed.
You owe me a Coke.
What?
Don't worry about
What is a Coke?
I had something like it in Sigil. It was bubbly and sweet.
I love the idea. Like, fight that is one of the drinks you ordered with Kylie. Rot, what have you been up to?
Given that we found there was a lot of things in the way here, Rod wouldn't have gone inside the tower. They would have stayed outside and on the lookout in case anything decided that it was a good time to get into the tower, or so basically anything that could surprise us.
Roll a perception check.
Blue. Perception. Yeah.
23.
23.
You outside the tower, the demons, you kind of look over the battle, and the demon horde that you all had kind of beset upon the minions of the Wizard of the World have finished cleaning up and have entered the bottom of the tower, where you can kind of hear them banging around and echoing through the tower itself. Other than the demon horde, you can see across the river from you, there was a camp of Yugoloths. And a Yugoloth, a large kind of bell-shaped, I want to say, like kind of thinner shoulders, wider lower body, big, long, sort of leathery bat-like wings, and a Nikoloth actually like flies over the river and kind of lands. And the Nalfeshne that you all had dealt with previously goes up, and the two of them kind of interact. The Nikoloth actually points up at the ship, that y'all's ship, and the Nalfeshne grabs the Nikoloth and shoves him back. The two of them exchange blows briefly before you see them kind of like laugh it off, and the Nikoloth, they kind of shake hands, and the Nikoloth like flies back over to the Yugoloth camp.
I'm outside, but Rod will keep that to themselves.
I think as you're kind of looking, are you outside looking over, or are you up in the observation deck?
In the observation. No, they would have been on the tower. They just
top of the tower.
Did not go in.
Down.
Yeah.
The Nikoloth, not the Nikoloth, the Nalfeshne, the demon, would look up at you and give kind of a salute. It's not a salute you recognize, but you recognize it as a salute.
Rod will look to the left, look to the side, and do a bit of insecure wave back.
You see it kind of place a hand on its belly and sort of laugh before walking around the battlefield and seemingly enjoying squishing the life out of whatever minions are left, like bleeding out.
Rod cringes a little at that.
Ooh. Unsurprising, but accurate. As we see you look back towards the ship itself, and we're going to zoom through the ship to Xoruk. What have you been up to? Where have you made your way to?
Xoruk is currently heading back towards the ship, having satisfied his duties off board, and he is going to try and head towards Tom.
You head towards Tom, and the moment you enter the ship itself, you can hear from the bridge there's an argument happening between two of the different crew members, Marine and Zaya. Not like loud yelling, but they're definitely debating over something. You kind of hear that, allow it to happen, and head upwards towards Tom, unless you would have wanted to interact with that, but you still just hear it in the past.
I think he would trust Marine enough to handle it, and then if it's still happening later, he'll investigate.
Mm-hmm. And you head up to the ship, Tom, where the ship is there, seemingly unchanged as far as you can tell.
Is kind of looking inside. Is Naimana still inside?
Would you head in? Looking from outside into Tom, there's no easy window for telling who all is in there, but you haven't seen her elsewhere on the ship. You assume she's somewhere in there. Heading onto the vessel itself, you actually see Thrash standing outside of the crew quarters and would look over towards you as you enter.
Good evening, Thrash. I am looking for Naimana.
Thrash just kind of points at the room. She's been crying for the last couple hours.
Oh no.
He'll take a breath and nod. Then he'll head over towards where he assumes the room is.
Yeah, Thresh kind of steps out of the way and is very kind of like almost hunkers down, and is like follows you a little bit. Is like not like clinging to your legs, but is definitely like that sort of like kid wanting to check in on a sick parent sort of energy.
Xoruk will
and
knock
steps
on
out of the way
the door.
You hear soft sobbing from the other side. Come in, please.
On the door. Take a step in.
She's like sitting up. She's like rubbing tears from her eyes. She's very much trying to compose herself here. Hello, Xoruk.
Good evening, Naimana. I believe Thrash wanted to check in on you as well. You kind of motion for Thrash to come in.
There's a half smile, and Thrash goes, Are you okay? You've lost a lot of water. And it would hold up a cup of water towards her.
Oh my god.
Thrash. And she sips at it before looking up at you. I'm okay. I have no one to blame but myself. Thrash looks confused, but just sort of like nods and goes to sit down on one of the other beds.
You may not be physically injured, but something haunts you. Your choices, sure, but I want to be a better friend to you, Naimana. How can I help you?
Sometimes I worry that there is magic I have that I don't know. Such as, I guess, an anxiety that you're here helping me because of some charm I placed on you when we first met. Being what I am, it's hard to know when someone is my friend and when I am using them.
Naimana. Back when we worked for Kaladrak, we're forced to use our talents to serve him. I saw you employ your charms, as was the task that you were ordered to do. I have seen you cover yourself entirely. From the moments you were nearly new, moments you completely hid yourself away. There is a beauty to you that is not physical and it is not magical. It is who you are, who you choose to be. And that will never change. Sure, there's probably magic in your bloodline. There are supernatural, I suppose, abilities that only you can know out of all of us. But you are my friend, because you've earned that position. You've trusted me, and I've trusted you, and neither of us have broken that trust, despite a myriad of reasons to do so.
But I have, Xoruk, I have. You introduced me to your friends. You brought me aboard this ship to protect me, and I sold you out.
You told us what had happened. You could have continued to hide away. You did what you thought you needed to do. Sure. The captain was not pleased, and you will have to earn his respect and his trust. But you still have mine. I'll tell you what.
I think I have... Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Without any form of magic or trickery, without any sort of fiendish abilities, but to share our secrets with each other. Do you have any more you wish to say?
I have a question before I do.
Of course.
Do you think I have a place on this ship with you all?
Only if you want one.
I think I do. But it's different. I want to be wanted on the vessel. I don't want to be there. I want to do something. But you asked for a secret, Xoruk, and I will tell you. Whatever the following is planning, it is truly horrible. I stayed after I knew some of it because of the fear of what would happen if I was not part of them. But now I see you are working against them. I saw your captain and the way that Elaviel reacted when he left the meeting with the follower. I've been asked to spy on you by them. I know what they are doing is wrong. I know that they harbor some great evil that's coming, and I still worked for them for as long as I did. I praised their message. I tried to convince you.
You'll simply listen and nod.
Just because I wanted something to believe in. Just because I wanted someone to believe in. It wasn't me.
Naimana. The only way people will ever be drawn to you, the only way they will feel and desire to be with you, platonically or otherwise, is if you know yourself. You want to be yourself. Not because of others, but because of who you are. And often that starts with understanding what it is exactly what you want from yourself. You said you have seen us now go against this follower and his following. Is it your desire, Naimana, truly, to see them stopped?
Is it okay to say I don't know yet?
That is a better answer than most people would give. But I posit you this question, Naimana. Whether you wish to assist us in going against the follower, as it seems our vessel is destined to do, or you wish to go elsewhere, do something else. I ask you to picture in your mind, Naimana, who you want to be in that scenario. And ask yourself what you need to do to become that person. Because right now you are lost. You do not know. And that is okay. But you need to give yourself space and time to figure that out.
Okay. I will stay until I know.
And I will be your friend, so long as you will have me.
Xoruk. And she kind of places a hand on your hand. You were my first friend. I did not know what the meaning of the word was, where I was raised, how I was raised. And this I know more than anything else. You are a true friend. I betrayed your friends, people you care about. This I know more than anything else about myself. I cannot condone. I wish to be someone that others trust. And I have already failed. But I will try to stay loyal to you. And hopefully, slowly, maybe your friends will trust me more than I trust myself.
Naimana, you are succubus, and I am a Githzerai. Neither of us are home. Neither of us are with our people, nor do we choose to wish to return. We have to decide instead who we become and what we would do now that we are no longer with our people. As such, please take this last word of wisdom. Trust is not something you hold and you lose. It waxes and wanes. It grows and withers. Yes, you have lost trust. But do not think of it as a precious thing that you can covet. Instead, look outside the fields of grass and know that you cut it, but it will grow again. It is up to you to determine how to nurture that growth the best you can. It is not over. It is simply taking a few steps back.
Xoruk, have you ever heard the story of Arushale?
I do not believe so.
I took a name after her. She was the first succubus to ascend from her status. She became an emissary of a god. I've always liked that story.
Then I look forward to one day, maybe if I'm lucky, assisting with a clutch of younger folk, telling them the story of Naimana. The person who not only came the odds against her, but overcame herself and grew better. That's a story I'd like to read.
Then I'll get to writing it.
He'll offer a hug.
She just collapses into you, just full, body almost goes limp. She sobs for a little bit before straightening herself up. Thrash would 100% like take the moment and like hug both of your legs.
Is that an O on the water? Sorry.
No.
Is that a no on the water?
Thank you.
And it holds up the water towards her. She takes it and sips it.
Yeah!
She places a hand on Xoruk's shoulder. You have much to prepare for. You're going into hell. I overheard Marine and Zaya talking about the plans. And you, as the first mate, probably should be there for those discussions.
It's exactly where I was thinking about heading next. Take care, Naimana, and feel free to visit me up in the observation tower. I will try to do the same here.
I will. You know, when you don't have a date.
In truth, Naimana, a secret I can share to you. I think for the first time I'm starting to understand what it means to be in love.
She grabs your hands and she pulls them close to her. Then cherish every moment of that you get. And don't let it go.
I will try. But to be further honest, it does scare me.
Good. It should.
You kind of look curiously. All right.
She
I'll
smiles
think-
at you, and there's a very sad look to the smile, but it is still a smile.
Perhaps a story for another time.
Perhaps a secret for another time.
He'll nod. Kind of give her another embrace before heading back towards Marine and whatever ordeal she is in.
Yep. And we're going to get back to that in a second. I want to check in with Vex really quickly. Vex and Kazador, etc. But we'll start with Vex. Vex, where are you headed on the ship? Oh, also,
So just-
Hero Point, Kazador. Or not Kazador. Well, you can have one too. I meant... Go ahead, Saris.
So just so that I understand, right now the goal is to just go take a long rest, essentially, right?
Yeah, you guys are going. There is a long rest that will be happening here aboard the ship that y'all can rest up at. The last things that need to happen before diving into Avernus are y'all discussing with Marine and Zaya what the plan of attack is, and then if you want to do the sending circle.
Sure. So I think before actually going to just straight up crash, I think Vex actually would go and seek out Rot, if that's okay, real quick.
It's fine with me. Go ahead, Rod.
Hmm?
Where would Vex find Rot?
Rot it would still be if we haven't like made our way to the ship yet. They would still be on top of the tower. And given where we are, do we still see the Sea of Stars?
Not from where you are, no. Gehenna's skyline is almost entirely smoke and smog.
Hmm. There's something that annoys Rod about that.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think this is maybe one of the first planes that it is. You almost feel maybe a little claustrophobic in.
But yeah, Rod would be out.
How obvious is it that Rot is irritated in this moment? Or like what sort of outward vibe does Rot have as they approach?
I don't think it would be something apparent, just like a minor annoyance. Like, why not?
Yeah. I think you'll occasionally catch like a glimpse of the starry sky through some of the clouds, but it is very muted. Kind of like looking at it from a city, right? Kind of like looking up at the night sky from a city. There's a lot of light pollution.
Something on your mind? They would ask as they approach.
Oh, quite a few things, I guess. But that's the usual.
Do you mind if I offer a copper for your thoughts?
Maybe. But you came here, so I am getting the impression you wanted to talk.
If that's all right, of course. If you would rather not, I can leave you alone.
No, it's fine. I was just, standing guard, being menacing, and they just wave the stuff a bit.
I don't know. It felt really important for me to approach you and to perhaps ask a few things, as I don't really think I've gotten the chance to really really speak with you as we've been in this, and it has seemed like there's been a lot on your mind. But I also couldn't help but feel as though perhaps there was, maybe it's an assumption of mine, and if that's the case, I'm willing to accept that I'm wrong. However, it seemed as though, especially with one of the last stops that we went at, that you seem a little bit more prepared than a few of us here. I figured I would see if you had any insight or any thoughts about how we might move forward as, I don't know, I've never exactly had a reason to... I haven't exactly had a reason to dive too deeply into the ins and outs of the social and the historical where it comes to the hills and the different paths along the Styx. But now that we're here and you've made it abundantly clear that certain areas do not follow the same rules, I don't know, it was worth a conversation.
It's different. The stop we made in Blackport, it's closer to the Abyss, and that is the realm of demons rather than devils. It's a place of chaos, I guess. Don't have much experience with devils. I do hear they are much more interested in contracts, in binding words. Demons, on the other half, they do as they please, and that's kind of what we have to deal there. It's the plane that collides with the abyss, so every now and then they pop out, or some of our land falls into theirs. It's not pretty.
From their position, I understand if you might not, but it's worth a ask, I suppose. From your position, then, do you happen to know anything about the Blood War regarding the demons rather than the devils?
Would I, Leah?
So what is the question exactly you're looking for? Like, not necessarily you, Vex, to Rot. Rot, what kind of information would you feel you want here?
I mean, what have I heard from the Blood War being in a place closer to demons?
I'll let you, I mean, honestly, I'll let you kind of take it and be creative with how much you think you've heard. I think Citric, anything that Citric would know about the Blood War, Rot could conceivably know.
Unfortunately, I don't know much about that. Again, Blackmore is a place that's ruled rather ruthlessly. Knowledge is something that just freely spread about. Whatever dealings there are with the higher demons, so they just don't take over. That it's the realm of whomever is the art lecturer at the time.
Interesting. And that doesn't, I mean, how does that affect your people? Do you just sort of grin and bear it, or?
You'd be surprised. It's a land of apathy. You don't really ask what's going on, just brace and hope someone else is willing to help you.
I guess on that note then, do you have a reason to suspect perhaps that this conflict, the one that we are, whether we like it or not, directly involved in from the other side, do you think it might spread to the corners of which you're familiar with?
I don't know. Rod, if there is any place we can sit, Rod would sit down for a moment. Whatever is going on, we've seen the devils being very intent on furthering their side of things. I can't say I have seen the same for the other side. But I guess it would be naive to assume they are not doing something alike.
Perhaps just not overtly then.
Indeed. One thing I know is demons are not very good at working with each other. Again, they are creatures born of chaos, and alliances seem to be very tenuous and temporary whenever they happen.
That makes sense. And I can only imagine that with that, the other side of the coin, devils are probably utilizing that to their advantage. Or they're making assumptions that they don't have the know-how to deal with.
How are you feeling?
In all this, or?
I mean, well, we are doing all of this because whatever is going on the Hells, they want you, and we're not gonna let that happen. But I don't know, how are you feeling being at this center or middle of all of this?
Would it be crass of me to say that it feels no different than being in the domains of dread? I mean, it is different, of course, but the sense of, all right, we're about to enter into a place of which around every corner there's potential for danger, and at any given moment we could be scried or watched upon somebody who has our ill intent. And of course, we have a specific mission in mind. However, the people that are likely going to be standing in our way are ones who have a reputation for having a way with words and with people because of their specific skills or their influence, or for whatever reason they might have. Well, I do recognize that, I'm being the person targeted, in a sense. There's a lot of similarity there that just makes me sort of, I don't know, disengage from having an emotional response. I don't feel, I mean, perhaps at one point I did feel lost, feel out of sorts, feel, in a word, searching, perhaps even grieving. But in this exact moment, where we are, what we're doing, I mean, we have a goal ahead and nothing more. We want to get in, we want to do our business, we want to get out. And we're going to need to have steeled minds in order to accomplish that. And blades, of course. I don't know.
Well, I can only hope it's going to be that easy.
I don't imagine it would be, but it wasn't the first time for me either, so I keep that in mind. It seems plain, sure, but we both know that in action, there are going to be a number of twists and turns, roadblocks, and some, I don't know, other dealings, things that we probably are not, I wouldn't say ill-prepared for, but aren't expecting for certain.
Well, whatever it is, I do my best to have your back. I'm not used to this, but it's something I'm honestly glad that I am taking steps towards, just taking a stand for others.
And it's appreciated. And to your credit, I think your wariness and your uncertainty is actually a boon. Because if there's one thing that I understand from you, that I have seen, is that you have your convictions where they are, which you're adaptable and you're dependable. And in some capacities, I feel as though you have been incredibly level-headed as a result of your caution.
Thank you.
And I would say, as we move forward in Avernus and into Dis, consider that a strength and not a weakness. Because if you are to question everything that's in front of you, you are to give it a closer look. If there's one thing that this entire journey has taught me, we should be looking at everything with a closer set of eyes.
Rod stands again and again a bit to the horizon. You know, I have... Being careful is important, but I'm getting the feeling that we need to be louder. We've been careful so far, and all we've gotten is people getting ahead of us. Trying to be smart is just being lectured, and perhaps we have to be more decisive. Put ourselves more out there. I don't know. Perhaps I'm just taking way too many steps ahead, but we've let other people trace our course, and maybe it's time we own it.
Are you suggesting that instead of laying to caution, we become unpredictable?
They're expecting us to hit them. They just don't know how hard we can do it.
That's very true. You certainly are an interesting one, Rot. I appreciate your thoughts.
Same to you, Vex.
They will offer him a nod and offer him a hand if he wants to join them back onto the ship. Otherwise, if he wants to stay out there, they will take their leave.
Rod takes Vex's hand. Yeah, Rod takes Vex's hand, and just you don't see the face, but you can tell a smile is there.
Yeah.
And I'll go back in a second. Just want to take a little moment of her before, well, things go crazy.
One by one, the two of you. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Vex, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I was just going to say that is completely fair, and you should do what you need to do.
See you inside.
As you step away, Vex, one by one, the crew makes their way to the bridge. First there is Kazador returning from the vessel with your pile of books. You can hear, it's not like yelling, again, it's not like a full-ass screaming match, but there is definitely an argument, a debate happening on the bridge, and you hear two voices, Marine's and Zaya's. Marine giving a sort of, what do you mean it isn't an option? It's the option that I've been kind of planning to give to them since we've been planning to go to hell. And Zaya returns to, well, yes, but you can see how well your options have done so far with the crew. Now, that's not fair for you to, and that is kind of when you enter Kazador. And they both kind of go quiet, and Marine looks at you, and then turns to Zaya, finishes their sentence. That is not fair for you to say. Now, the Commodore, on the other hand, Commodore, Marine salutes.
Seem to have missed something. What is amiss?
Well, first of all, I must apologize. And Marine will actually walk up to you and go down to basically one knee, placing a hand on the ground. And Hakka, this is kind of when you're entering, like, just after Kazador. And Hakka, it's something you've never really noticed about Marine, but you can see it now as she places the hand on the ground, her left hand, and kind of takes the glove off. Her pinky finger is actually prosthetic. It's like something you would have never really noticed because she almost always has like a half glove on, etc. But she takes out her handgun and places it against her ring finger and looks up at Kazador. The fact that we were tracked, our decisions up till now, that is on me, Captain. I have been the one who has been fed false information, and thus your decisions have been compromised as a result. As such, I offer you the traditional offering of a officer who has failed their commander within the ships that I have run on. And she cocks back the pistol, like the handgun that she's holding, against her finger.
What? No!
No,
At your order.
no.
Absolutely not. Put that thing away, would you?
Oh, okay. She stands up and puts her hands up. It's pretty common in
We don't do that here.
Not on my ship. The price of failure is not blood. Not on this ship. Do you understand?
Heard, Captain. My apologies.
Good. He actually looks like he has to take a minute to recompose himself after that. Price of failure is never blood.
Zaya kind of under her breath, is for those who don't have a choice. Marine kind of shoots a glare over at Zaya. Zaya, I care about you, and I know that the Aparusa operate very differently. But you're aboard a military vessel, and I'll have you act as such. Heard? Aye, Captain, as you say.
So you've received false information? Am I hearing that right?
It is what has happened up till this point. I've been going back through my personal records about who I've been hired by, my contacts, and it appears as though most everyone had been compromised by the fiend that you recently dispatched, Maloloraz. So that is the reason why we had been tracked to this point. That is the reason why we were found when I brought you all to Sigil, and it is on me. Any blood that was spilt because of ambushes as a result of that is my fault, Captain.
You've been being led by the nose all along.
It appears to be the case. From the very first moment where our ship, the tardigrade, and your ship, the Homewrecker, first came in contact, I was led there by a contract that was funded by Maloloraz.
So his scheming goes even deeper than I thought it would. Would he take the risk of confronting us in the sticks?
Probably because of ego, and probably because of the way you handle it, Captain. A threat like that, and the way in which you swung around, it probably scared him out of hiding. Figured he would rather pull a risky move and try to steal the tardigrade than be found out slowly, would be my guess. I don't know for sure.
So where does that put us now? We're still bound for Avernus. We still have things we need to do there.
Indeed, we do. But I have learned something else. The contract for Vex was changed.
Changed?
It was not originally dead or alive in the way that it was presented. As far as I'm able to determine, that you all were not involved with it, and it was not meant to be a violent contract. It was an informational contract. It was a transport contract. And it was changed by this Maloloraz. From what I can determine, Maloloraz seems to be acting against the wishes of the general higher-ups that we've been interacting with around Hell. They've been trying to halt or slow or otherwise throw off our progress for their own personal interests. I cannot determine what they are, but I have contacted, and she taps the bridge a little bit. Contacted a few of the people I know. That's what I've been able to find out.
So like a devil. Well, fortunately, this doesn't really change all of that much. Malillaraj took a gamble. He lost. His machinations will be thwarted for a time. He may even be demoted.
I think the thing we need to worry about is there's probably, one or two more traps that may have been laid for us. And so Zaya and I have been determining the best route to get you all through Avernus as quickly as possible. The plan that I've been currently operating under, that Zaya seems to disagree with, but the plan that I've been operating under is to have you all, when we arrive in Avernus, the intention was to drop you off nearby. There is one of the various locations we could drop you off at to travel across Avernus. There are a few different routes. The place that I had wanted to drop you off at is known as the Zoo. I know for a fact that there, within the fortress there, they have an attuned iron rod to the city of Dis. So if one of your crew is able to hop planes, if you can acquire that rod, you should be able to get into the city itself, bypassing most of Avernus. It is my opinion, Captain, Zaya speaks up, that there is likely a trap laid there. We were planning on heading to the zoo in one way or another. If we headed through Hades, Marine and I had talked about taking on a biker gang that he travels across Avernus, taking some of their war machines and heading to the zoo that way. But regardless, if our plans have been followed, it stands to reason that a trap would be laying in wait, an ambush would be laying in wait for us there. As such, I have suggested two other methods for traveling. There is the Dismal Gate and the Lair of Tiamat. Both of them I can guide you to safely and quietly. It's not as fun as taking a fucking war machine, but Zaya is a better tracker than anyone else I know, and Hell is their home turf. So,
Just one moment. Let's go back a little bit. You mentioned a biker gang? What is that exactly?
There are these things called infernal war machines. They are used throughout the Blood War and the Hells. They are quick and easy transportation across the fields of Avernus, very often used by people in the Blood War. I intend, once we arrive to Hell, to rocket the Nautiloid, the homewrecker here, through the Styx, across the Styx, and into down the waterfall that leads to Stygia and up through the various plains. It can be a lot easier to travel up through the plains than down in some cases, especially if you know the routes. It's a longer route. It will be roundabout. It will take us some time, but it means we will have an unregistered, undetected vessel. So, still making use of the fact that we took the Styx, we'll still be able to have this vessel in Dis for an emergency exit should you all need it. But we can only do that if we travel separately.
Kazador sort of folds his arms in front of his chest and strokes his chin.
There's one more option that is not one I recommend, but if all of you are feeling confident. And I would say at this point, Vex and Xoruk kind of arrive at about the same time, unless you two would want to wait for anything else, but it'd be about this time that you two are arriving.
He was headed towards that area anyways.
So, Xoruk, Vex, you probably like catch each other on the way in and enter the bridge together, as long as that's okay with you, Vex, as well.
Is this, just for clarification, this is happening after the long rest?
This is still technically before.
Okay. Then yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, hello, Xoruk, Vex. But yeah, there is one other method that. Yes, you can always go to Zariel and ask for amnesty and travel, but that interaction depends entirely on how you handle yourselves in front of the fallen angel.
You mean Zariel herself?
Indeed, her manor floats above most of the Blood War. We would have to pass by it in most of our journeys, except for if we went to the zoo. It is always an option to try the diplomatic route through hell.
You'd be dealing with an archdevil.
Zaya cocks an eyebrow and looks at Vex. I believe you'll be dealing with one of those regardless.
Kazador will just look back to Xoruk and Vex.
Well,
Vex
what?
seemed...
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, you first. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, when you look over, Vex appears not quite at like attention proper, right? But seems to be just sort of listening with a high level of attentiveness, but they don't really exhibit an outward emotion.
Well, what other options do we have other than negotiation?
Zai would speak up. There's the Dismal Gate. It is the official devil entrance. It would likely be an assault. There's the Lair of Tiamat, which is often guarded by devils. Though, depends on how you interact with the Abishai there, whether or not they'll let you pass. There's the Zoo, which will allow you to teleport and travel through the plains to Dis itself. Most direct method, likely the most dangerous.
Why is that the most dangerous?
It is two things. Now that I think about it, I do think the Dismal Gate is just about equally as dangerous. The zoo is quite well defended. It is one of the few places of recreation the devils have in Avernus. They guard it zealously.
Well, it doesn't seem like we could find any way to sneak our way into this. I suppose that makes sense given the state of the Blood War. But I suppose we're with you, Captain. What do you think is best?
Kazador looks like he's very deep in thought.
Right, you may join whenever at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kazador is sort of deeply in thought. I have confidence in our abilities, but I'm still nervous about the prospect of...
Demon doggy.
Hey.
The hellhound.
If you
The
want
hell
my
children.
if you want my opinion, if we get some rest, I vote the most direct and dangerous path.
Assuming we break through the gates, how much further would we have to go to find our way to Dis?
As soon as we descend into the hells, we will try to split off. The Nautiloids will drop the group of us, and I will guide you to whichever path you wish to take. The Nautiloid will then, provided the captain approves this plan, travel through the Styx to Dis. For us, to answer your question, it will not be long. If we go to the zoo, the method there, the iron rod that is attuned to this, will teleport us directly into the city. I cannot tell you where. I have not interacted with this rod. It is there only on Marine's assurance, so you would have to trust Marine that it is in fact there.
And what of
If
the
you head
other
to the-
assault?
The Dismal Gate would lead you directly to the front thoroughfare. It would send you into the city straight away, but you would be unable to hide yourselves. You would be heading through the official war gate used to travel armies. It will likely not be heavily guarded in the same way that the front entrance of the Blood War is. That, I have come to understand, you all avoided, which was likely a good decision to take the long way through the Styx. That front entrance is, awful.
The way I then see it then, Hakka, is if we are going to take the more direct assaulting path, we make an assault and sneak our way in, potentially be branded as smugglers or thieves, if we are caught at all. Or we go to the front door, break our way in, and certainly accused or branded, quite obviously, as invaders. Suppose we could try to go to the front door and knock, but I imagine the same result would happen.
That is where I suggest going to Zarya's manor. She is the only one who could approve travel from Avernus to this.
Wouldn't that require making some form of deal, though?
Yes, it likely would.
You look over to Kazador.
I'm not keen on making deals with devils. Not even for something like...
Then I have chosen to guide the right people.
A deal with the devil. Not just you that loses when they win. We can't play their game.
So to this then. Want to attack the front gates of Dis itself, or try to sneak in?
The zoo or the Dismal Gates, both good options.
I have great confidence in us and our abilities. However, I don't know what secrets the devils have handy. I think the longer we can remain under the radar, the better.
This is what it is then.
I will prepare the travel. I will chart the method, I will map us there, and I will guide us there quietly and safely across the fields of Avernus. That you can be assured. But when we get there, be ready for a fight.
Very well. A fight
Huh?
we can be ready for.
How long do we have?
As long as you need to rest, we descend as soon as Kazador gives the order.
Marine.
Aye.
Do we have any stores of lumber aboard?
We didn't, but actually, as we were we picked up a bunch of loose lumber when we were grabbing materials traveling through the sticks. So we do have some loose lumber. Yeah, I was thinking of tossing it out, but because it just ended up in the cargo hold with our goods. But if you need it,
Do you have any tools aboard, Tom?
of course.
Do you mind if I borrow?
Thrash has anything you could possibly need mechanically. Just ask him.
Thank you. Captain, I believe we have our plan, and I would recommend alerting the crew who does not know what the plan is and finding rest.
Very well. To avoid it being interspersed with barking, Kazador does that.
Yeah, no, totally fine. This is where I'm just above board gonna check. This is the last preparations before going into hell.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go down the list. Hakka, you first. What do you want to do?
One last thing. Just looting the mage tower. Is there any components?
Yes. So that is the thing that that Xoruk did right at the beginning, was gather a bunch of mage's components. So what you will see is in the cargo section, there's a section that says Wizard of the World's component cabinet.
Okay,
when you want a specific magical component, you roll, and it's a D100, and the percentage chance you find it is that 100% that's next to it. So the first time, you will absolutely find whatever component you need. It's a 5% reduction every time you use it.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
Mm-hmm. There is one set of so that is how that will operate. So whatever components you may need, you can take from that. It's 5% every time you take components from it.
What happens if you cast Forbiddance in hell?
I'm
not doing that, but I'm just curious.
Yeah, we'll have to see. What are you doing though during this time?
If we got the components thing figured out, that's kind of it.
Yeah. Yep.
Hakka just wants to wrap.
You would have found that the component cabinet was like completely looted out by Xoruk by the time you got there.
Good.
Kazador, anything you would want to do during this last bit of prep? Oh, might have got. Oh, there we go.
Wait, does that mean we have a true resurrection component?
Potentially.
Oh my god.
Damn, that's crazy. I'm trying to think, because you asked earlier if there are any spell components. I couldn't think of any, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
happy to choose a classic for you if you want.
Sure. Either that, or I can help Hakka look for another one.
I would say you just like quickly like looking through it, you find what you recognize immediately as guano, right? Like used for fireball. Mm-hmm. Except it is labeled Popobawa guano. Popobawa, you kind of like maybe find one of the books or something, do a little bit of research. It's a type of very powerful bat demon.
Oh.
And so there is a demon guano that will augment a fireball spell for you.
Oh shit! Okay.
Fancy shit.
Fancy
literal
shit.
Fancy
indeed.
shit. Yeah.
Hell yeah! I'll
and
take
I will say the bat
guano.
the bat guano will make half of the fireball damage unresistible.
Incredible.
Vex, what would you want it to do during your last minutes of prep time?
I mean, to be perfectly honest, Vex is looking to sleep.
Yeah,
yeah,
long rest is had by you all can mark long rest. A long rest is had by all. This is technically before, but you all can mark long rest. You rest up.
All right, you were saying, sir?
Yeah.
Oh, but
Good.
before the long rest goes through on Xoruk and Vex, I'm going to cast Death Ward Extended. So they last 16 hours.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
So, Vex, Xoruk, you have 8 hours of Death Ward. Vex, you were saying, I apologize.
I don't know if there's anything Vex would really want to do or need to do prior to just going in there, other than, again, just having a long rest, having a big fat nap after using literally all of their resources.
Yeah, no, makes sense. Would you want to use the, because we'd kind of talked about it beforehand, but it's fine if no, would you want to use the sending symbol that you had uncovered?
I don't think Vex would make that decision without Kazador's input.
Fair enough.
Because we don't know where it's going to send to. I mean, we totally can, but I think that would be a group discussion. That would not be an individual choice.
But you don't want to single-handedly contact Strahd?
I'd do it again.
Fair enough. I only asked because it seemed like there was intention to do so after you had found the piece on Noloraz. But if that is not the case, then yeah, rest up. Xoruk, any last preparation moments?
Xoruk is going to, intermittently between meditating, he's going to take large pieces of the wood and take a axe and a saw and try to take whatever nails and hammers he can, and he's going to start building something a bit bigger than himself, and just kind of occupy his time with woodworking.
Roll a crafting check.
$22.
22. I will let you succeed on, I will let you describe what you feel a 22 on this is whenever it becomes relevant.
All right.
Rot.
Rod for the part will once again take to the practice of drawing, to do so with their eyes closed. Once again, anchoring what they're doing with the, I guess, the representation of the Eye of Doom with which they started, which has become the first step on all of their drawing practice so far. At this point, home to a very specific glyph, and this time around, the exercise would be starting from the glyph and spiraling out, making sure that the lines go tighter and tighter, then without touching, and then wider and wider, to a sense of at a distance you would see some sort of pulsing image. This time around, much more control, a much better grip of the whole process, and very much enjoying it, and finding this sense of newfound control to be reassuring. They are certainly not looking forward to violence, but for once they are rather confident in the fact that they can hold their ground.
Alrighty. Well, you are absolutely... you know what? Roll an art check for me as well.
Okay, what check? Oh, art. Right. Yeah. 29.
All right, 29. How do you feel is appropriate to describe the 29 here?
Rod falls into a state of flow. a right balance between what they are used to do so far, which is letting their power flow whichever way it wants, and their new input of holding the brush. It's falling into a place where Rod can't stand in between. Let the instinct flow and the hand being in control.
All right, you let the instinct flow. The hand is in control. The painting seems to almost just draw the lines out of you. And does this represent anything? Is this something you intend outside of the art, or is this just a soft moment for Rod?
There's, I guess, a sense of things clicking into place, realizing why they started with the representation of the eye, because it was it inspired awe. It was like a once in a lifetime scene, but just the fact that it is a constant vacuum, a pulling force. There is something relatable to the just nature of decay, which Rod has always been tied to, and inevitability. And for once, feeling like it's not dragging them, but they walking along it. It's a new feeling, and they're finding it hard to describe. But they are sure of one thing, and like the immensity of the stars, finding a center in it, it's something that they are enjoying.
As you finish up your piece and find a moment of joy just outside the gates of hell, that's where we're gonna pick up after a quick break.
Righty.
Okay.
My body's betraying me. I will be right back.
Do your thing.
Oh no.
Go piss, girl.
I want
Do your thing.
barbecue. Hunter wants barbecue.
Mm-hmm. You know what? I will go grab a snack. I'll be right back.
How you doing, chat? Having fun? Enjoying the session? I would hope so. Hell yeah. People stretching their water and drinking their legs is very important. Like, you don't have to stick around. You very much are encouraged to take the break along with us and maybe grab a snack. You should eat. Drink water. Oh yeah, Pokemon Day. I saw the new ones. I think my favorite comment was Sobble 2, now even gayer. I like all three of them. I'm curious as to what they are going to evolve into. The fear is always how many of them are just going to become another Anthro, which is fine. But I do like when they stay as big animals. So hi there, Thero. Welcome back. Talking about the new Pokemons.
Mm-hmm.
Any favorites?
Any what now?
Any favorites? The new Pokemon. They were the.
Oh
the new
god!
Yeah.
That fucking water gecko. Like
the favorite. My favorite comment on that was Sobble 2, now even gayer.
Yep. It's just a better Sobble. I'm sorry. I need the gecko to stay on all fours, and I need that stupid dog to stay on all fours. If that dog stands up, I'm boycotting your fucking game.
The gecko, they gave the gecko sassy eyelashes. That thing is going to be so human.
Oh, that thing's a hyper slut. That thing is starving for cock. You heard me.
I heard you loud and clear.
They're bipedal and they're firefighting. I would die. I would literally die.
I saw a person just do a 2-image post, which was one the picture of the fire dog and a picture of an Everstone. that was the post. Nothing more.
Mm-hmm. Also, just above game, do y'all want Hakka to prepare Heroes Feast and we use the component?
We're going to a fight. It wouldn't be a bad idea. I don't have anything I can.
Because Vex
help us.
and Xoruk have 8 hours of Death Ward. I'm probably gonna Death Ward. I'm gonna Death Ward Kazador and Rot. And then the Heroes Feast. Like I'm going through a lot of spells, but I feel like it's my job.
If you can spare the components, I don't see why not. Especially because we already established.
I unfortunately don't have a gem encrusted bowl worth at least 1,000 GP.
Predicament.
Yeah, so we'd have to use the wizard component thing, which the first time we do it, we have 100% thing. Which there is something Hakka wants to do. If there's 100% chance and Hakka can do a true resurrection, there's something Hakka wants to do with that, but it's very selfish and I don't think would help the situation at all.
I mean, it's the space to do it if you want it.
Oh God! Basically, I ran this by Leah. We had a PC Monty's Black Dragonborn character die in Icewind Dale, and so I told, like, if Hakka ever gets to true resurrection, Tears of Magic, he would resurrect Balasar, like Monty's old character.
I return, and let me quickly remind you of the Session 0, where you actually did, from your adventures, receive a gem-encrusted bowl, and we had kind of gone over how how you can use that spell effectively regularly without using the component. Where you do have the component, you can cast the spell without spending the component, but you only get to choose one of the effects.
Yeah. I want the full effect.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you do have one.
Yeah. The thing is, the full effect is so good. It's all diseases and poisons become immune to being poisoned and being frightened, and all wisdom saving throws, and you know what? Yeah, we can do that method. Yeah. Let me switch some spells around. Yeah, I think that's the right call. So yeah, I will do Heroes Feast before we head out. And I'm gonna pick basically anybody that eats from the Heroes Feast. Cured of all diseases and poison. So if anybody's got that going on. And everybody's immune to being poisoned and being frightened. Oh wait, no, would that be 2 things? Shit. Ugh. I think the poison and frightened is very good.
I think that's one effect. Immune to poison and frightened. Yeah, because it's I think that makes sense.
Yep. Yeah. So just make a note, everybody. We're immune to being poisoned and we're immune to poison and being frightened. So I think being immune to poison, if it's just the word poison, it's poison damage and the poison condition.
Correct.
I think it's a poison condition.
Oh. And poison damage.
Yeah, I would say and poison damage, yeah.
Well,
Good to know.
Mm-hmm. He brings Ray back, but it's in while he's fighting Strahd. Oh god. Well, Ray would have to die, and knowing what I know above game about how Barovia works, I don't think True Resurrection gets your soul out of Barovia. If I'm remembering my lore about Barovia correctly.
That is a hotly debated subject.
Oh yeah, it's one of those things.
There is conflicting information about it in various source books.
Lovely.
I heard Barovia, and right as I returned. What's going on?
Basically, if Ray dies, and if Hakka casts True Resurrection, does that get him out of Barovia? In my opinion, no. Because Barovia is like a soul net. It's like, you can't get out of there.
So, my question there is whether or not the body is in Barovia. Because if the body is in Barovia, it doesn't matter if you cast True Resurrection, he's in Barovia.
Let me see. Oh, I have to touch the creature. I thought it was just you. I thought it was just you name a creature.
Nope. You gotta touch it. You gotta actually have the physical body. So if the body's in Barovia, it doesn't matter. He's in Barovia.
Is it Resurrection that? Oh, it's all touch.
Yeah.
I thought True Resurrection was like you just have to know the name.
Nope.
And they
you gotta have the corpse.
Oh, okay.
You gotta have the corpse, my friend. You gotta physically have the bones in your hands.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I hope that answers your question.
No, it does. I'm just stupid and don't read my spells.
It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Except what, you just cast a wish spell?
Which for more wishes?
I think... I think... Oh, God, would I rule that? I think I would rule that a wish gets you out of Barovia. Because... There will be a catch, but...
Who just had a bottle of ketchup explode in his beard? I did!
No!
Oh, no.
That's a new type of beard sorcery.
It's true. Ketchup sorcery.
Beard evocation.
Also, Connor, we're immune to poison and being frightened.
Nice.
Also, food explosion just reminds me of this one image.
I can definitely tell that's AI generated, but
Is it?
I think so. It's got AI generated vibes to it. It's like that one image of the fat guy kicking the alligator. Like that's AI generated. It's kind of got that vibes to it.
Disappointing.
Oh yeah. I love that I have to like squint and like analyze every piece of media now. It's really great. Also, as I'm skimming my spells, how funny would this spell be? The spell is just, hey, summon a fucking creature and you have to pay them.
I guessed over time.
Well, hi.
I cast Temp Worker.
I clashed I cast Flesh to Pizza.
Also, Leah, I'm ready when you are.
Hmm.
Do we have everyone?
Barbecue.
I'm here.
Alrighty. Do we have? We have. I've heard Ra. I've heard Kazador. I've heard Hakka. I know Vex is here, but I would still love to hear from them. And Xoruk. Do we have a Zan?
I'm here. You can hear from me. Oh, you Zan. Okay, that's me. Yeah, I'm here.
Both of you at the same time. Speak. Xoruk and Zan.
What?
Never seen them in the same room.
Yeah, suspicious. All right. With us returning to the scene, I think we all would return to the ship and encounter as you all are. I think just for the sake of making, it would be the night. Would it be the night before breakfast that you cast the Heroes Feast?
Was the night before breakfast.
Or could it be the breakfast?
If you wanted, yeah.
If we do it the night before, that instead of 24 hours, it's 16. Which, yeah, you know what? I want the spell slots. Well, actually, here's the thing. I will fully admit I didn't have Heroes Feast prepared, so on like my preparation list. So in order for me to cast it, I would have to cast it the next day because I could only prepare during long rest. So
breakfast.
So it has to be
a hell of a spell for a day.
Yeah, it's 24 hours of just being immune to poison and fear.
Immune to poison and fear. You guys have a lovely breakfast as everyone aboard the Nautiloid one more time before Hell makes food. The only, I think, little note here would, right before kind of finishing up and getting off, Zaya would actually stand up and kind of clear her voice. I know I am new here, and I am not an official crew member, but I am traveling with you all, and it is a tradition in my people to play a song very different from where you are going. If you are headed into danger, we play a soft melody. If we are headed to a party, we play something solemn. With your permission, Commodore, I'd like to play some music.
Kazador will choke down whatever food he's got in his mouth. By all means.
They nod and they reach into their clothing and they pull out a few different pieces of metal.
Whoa,
that was a little loud. But they pull out a few different pieces of metal, of wood, and stick them together before starting in on whether or not it's surprising for them, a flute. The soft, sort of almost joyful melody plays for a little bit before kind of unlatches it and sits back down. Thank you all. I wish us all for a safe journey. And one by one, as you finish your food, prepare, take your stations. Marine heads up to the actual console, the bridge, the helm itself, and begins to lift the Nautiloid off. And with music very different than what you would expect, a soft flute melody is the last piece you hear before delving into the fires of hell itself. The ship takes a quick lurch as it descends off of the cliff. And do you want to say something, Hakka?
I'm just gonna cast Death Ward 3 times on me, Kazador, and Rot.
Very well.
Rot and Kazador have it for 16 hours because I'm blowing 2 sorcery points.
All right, you got it.
Everybody's Death Warded.
Except Zaya.
Well, they're not a main character.
Exactly.
Expendable.
The ship is plunged into darkness before ahead a red light appears. And as the ship is bathed in this red yellow light, it arcs out of the pit, the waters of the Styx falling all around you and crashing into a large pool like a waterfall below and splitting the land in front of you, the harsh yellows and oranges that are the plains of Avernus. Tall, spire-like mountains surround you all as if you're in a valley. And you can see on the ground and on the shores and all ahead of you is a field of battle. Blood has soaked the land to the point where the sand and banks of the river themselves are stained red in perpetuity. You see hordes of demons just in a unorganized mass heading towards a military line of devils before they engage in clash. Several ballistae are fired at the ship as it arcs through, and Marine, just managing to avoid them, will contact you all via the ship's neural sensors. All right, I'm going to take us in a bank down that hill. I'm going to need you all to find a way off the ship, either jumping off. I don't want to stop it. It's going to make it more suspicious, more obvious, and to give you all the best chance, and for us the best chance to move ahead, you're going to need to get off mid-travel. So when I give the go-ahead, I need all of you to find a way off the ship, however is the easiest for you. All right, doing one last loop. Get ready. And how do all of you prepare to leave the vessel?
I'm sorry, I just imagined, you know that crested gecko, like, jumping off the leaf? Like, just... I imagined Hakka doing that, and it giggles.
Boring?
And yeah, just make... I'm not gonna do that, though. Oh, God. I'm gonna be real.
Kazador,
Yeah.
Kazador, as a now Draconic Soul Sorcerer, has a fly speed, so he just jumps off.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Vex, I assume you use your wings as well?
I don't see why not.
Yeah, quick question, Vex. Are you... Oh, go
Vex?
ahead, sorry.
Can Vex take the Star Lancer so Xoruk can ride on the back?
That's what I was going to say. Vex, go ahead. If you want to describe whether or not you take the Star Lancer and who you give it to, if anyone.
If Xoruk wants to jump on, yeah, we can hop on the Star Lancer. That's fine.
Yeah, unless anyone has like a slow fall, Xoruk doesn't have any way to get down.
Yeah.
I mean, I could cast Fly on you, but...
I mean, you can cast Fly on Rot as well, because I don't think Rot has a way down at the moment.
I do have one, and I can take someone with me.
Okay, well, there you go.
Taking Hakka? Taking Hakka.
I love the idea. So we see Kazador like take off in the wings. We see Vex and Xoruk lift off in the on the Star Lancer, descending down to the top of this hill that Marine is sort of banking towards. And how do we see Rot and Hakka get down?
Rod stands next to Hakka. Do you have a way to go down?
No, I can't fly.
Hakka has the most unamused, like, shit, sort of just like, God damn it, like, sort of annoyed expression.
Rod looks at you, looks down, looks at their hands, and
if you push me off, I'm gonna lean into it, because it's funny.
They're not going to do that. They're just going to say... You see them take a couple steps back, and suddenly the white tendrils you've seen as Rod takes this more like combat ready form, envelop them, and you hear the crack of bones underneath it as I'm going to use a wild shape to turn into a giant bolter.
Hell yeah.
What are you doing? Whoa!
Rod explodes into a sickly looking pale vulture, but gigantic one, and it's a large creature, so you can ride it.
Amazing.
Yep.
Zaya says something to Marine before running
Just-
out and attaching a rope to the outside of the Nautiloid. Literally does the like rope descent down. The last like 10-15 feet she just has to kind of drop, does like a tuck and roll. She's still going to take a little bit of damage because she didn't have a method down as well, but is self-sufficient. As kind of tucks, hits the ground. All right, we're all safe. It kind of waves at the Nautiloid, which does another bank around. Marine, you can kind of tell, takes one of the tentacles and kind of waves at you all before the Nautiloid takes like a large arcing, like upward, like slope, basically heading almost directly up before heading almost directly down, and disappears into the pool of the sticks and disappears from view as Marine is taking the long way around and will meet you in Dis. A lot of you kind of look about each other, prepare yourselves, and the air here is oppressive. It's hot. It's humid and dry at the same time, where you almost feel like you're pushing through humidity, but the air is not wet. You're left with a dry, dusty throat, despite the almost liquidity and viscosity that the air has. All of you are very, almost instantly affected by the oppressive fumes and smells that are part of Avernus and the Hells. Except for one of you. Vex. As you land on the ground of the Hells itself, a strength wells up in you. As you inhale your first breath of Avernus, it is like breathing deep for the first time in your life. Something that you never even knew was missing when you were inhaling is now there and present. A physicality wells up in you unlike anything you've ever felt before. And Vex, arriving in Hell for the first time, you gain 3 physical ability points that you can put in Strength, Dexterity, or Con at your will.
Oh shit.
And is, like, I leave this up to you. Is there a visual that accompanies this? Is there a welling of magic or something? I leave that how it looks and what it looks like up to you. But nonetheless, you feel stronger for being here.
I feel like my answer is gonna come from how I divvy up these points, because I'm very much the type of person where like the mechanics should like blend with the narrative, right? So give me like 2 seconds and I'll get right back to you.
Feel free to think about it for a second. You all are kind of taking a moment. Zaya will be like, I will kind of drop down to half a knee, kind of put the hand over covering the eyes from the oppressive light before kind of nodding, gesturing in direction, and beginning to lead the party around. As you have, Kazador, as you've chosen to and hired probably the most expert guide you can for the Hells, I would like you to roll Zaya's survival check with advantage. It should be on her character sheet, which you should have available to you.
Yeah, let's have a little look-see here. Zaya survival with advantage. Okay, this is going to be pretty stellar, I think. That will be a 26.
26.
Roll that d4.
Guy, roll
It'll
it.
be
roll
a
D4
20, a 30.
Dab, dab,
30
dab,
flat.
dab.
As Zaya begins to lead you all across the fields of hell, different groups of creatures begin to make their way across the fields that you see. You're able to bypass them. Not even with a 30 survival, a stealth check is not even required, as Zaya is able to lead you around and avoid with enough distance that they could not even hope to perceive you. Using their knowledge of tracking, their knowledge of devil and demon movements and behaviors and general practices as beings and military sort of strategy, is able to lead you pretty swiftly to a ridge line that seems to start descending towards some mountains that almost look like they've sunken into the ground itself. And that is where Zaya would kind of hold up a hand and gesture at you all. That ridge line there is going to lead us directly into the... Sorry, Maureen's voice for some reason there. That ridge line there is going to lead us directly into the zoo. We can try to head around and leave the decision about whether or not we do up to you, Commodore. But if we do try to head around, there's a good chance we will risk bringing in more forces that will see us as we approach. Our safest approach will be up the ridge line as far as enemies go. But it does leave us very open. Whatever forces they would have there at the zoo, they will have an advantageous position over you. So our decision, as to put it simply, Kazador, is whether or not you want to be at a disadvantage numbers-wise, more so than we already will be, or if you want to start from a disadvantageous position.
In terms of the numbers game, I think we've got more than a few ways that we can even the playing field. Not certain how mobile this group is on the whole.
Well, considering I just saw all of you drop off the ship without issue, I think you're more mobile than you may expect.
Hakka scratches the back of his head, just like...
We'll be heading into cliffs and ridgeline, so your abilities for flight will be very useful here.
Yeah, Kazador's wings, as they sort of like fold back onto him and become the cloak once more, they're sort of like almost porcelain, like draconic scales that make up the parts where like the wing, like the muscles in the wings would be, and then the rest is just like a galaxy scape that sort of like changes and swirls depending on how he moves. And they just sort of like clamp back onto his shoulders and become the mantle once more.
Yeah, exactly. Just sort of melt the galaxies, sort of spirals and nebulas just melt into each other.
Well, if we can reposition them quickly, I think our disadvantageous position will be the least of our concerns. Again, we don't need to attract any more attention than we need to down here.
That is a good idea. It is what I would have suggested if asked, but you were of the right opinion, estimation. Very well, I will lead you to the ridge line. I will be happy to engage with the fight if necessary. Our goal is such. There is a tower overlooking the ridge line. That is where supposedly the military assets for the zoo are kept. And as such, we'll be in a strong box. The rods we need, as well as any other useful items, will be there with it. That is where they keep most of their military units, so it will be very heavily guarded. There will be another door. I see no reason why we should head towards it, unless you wish to see the inside of the zoo for some reason. But prepare for a fight, because the only beings allowed outside of cages in the zoo are devils. So Vex, unless you pass yourself off very well, it looks like we'll be going in for a fight here.
You see, as to give that description beforehand, there is almost like a surge of power that sort of ripples through their body. It's very subtle, but it is like a force, right? And as the comment about whether or not we are able to disguise ourselves, or if we're going and looking for a fight, is made, Vex sort of looks down at the ground, looks at their hands, and looks up at the crew. And there's sort of this very nonchalant posture that they hold as they kind of say, if I'm being completely transparent, as someone who's never been here before and was never given the proper understanding or know-how about etiquette, I doubt I would be able to hide the differences. Something about accent giving it away. No, I don't think we are going anywhere without a fight, if I can be completely honest. And well, I sort of welcome it. And they just sort of smile.
Good. I love killing devils.
This is where they are at their strongest and their most vulnerable.
If they die here, it's permanent.
To an extent. They are if they die here, they are reborn as lemures, with very little chance for being ascended after that.
They turn into monkeys.
Hey, Zaya kind of furrows their brow. Oh, you thought I meant lemur. You know what? I'll leave that one. I'm gonna let that one sit.
Hakka just blinks in confusion.
Very well. Allow us to begin travel. We will be quiet as we approach, but you'll see when we get to the point where we will no longer be able to be quiet. And as the party begins to march up the ridgeline towards the zoo itself, please place yourselves within the pink circle as
Pink
I bring
circle.
you to your little map.
Oh boy.
I
Oh god.
changed the
I love
music
you,
here
Circle.
for- Let's go with this one.
That's a lot of dudes.
I do not
Yeah,
think I have
there's a lot of
control.
dudes.
I do not think I have control over my token.
Okay, if you don't have control over your token, which honestly makes sense because when I was putting your token on there, for some reason it was like way smaller than all the other ones. And I was like, why is that the case?
It does
I
that every time. It's
I don't know
weird.
why it does that, but you should be able to control it now. Oh,
Great success.
Overseer might need to be bumped.
Oh shit, can't see that.
And it is 6:30. We're a little behind where I would have potentially wanted, but we're hitting that 3-hour mark, and we are about to enter combat. So I would be happy to call it here, and we will pick back up with combat next time.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Command roll.
All right.
You got that locked.
Yeah, that is a great idea. Thank you for that. But regardless, after this encounter, it should be literally a hop, step, and a jump into Dis.
Jesus,
so we went
Xoruk.
from the verge of Avernus to the verge of Dis, and there we go. That's all
I will
I'm
give.
gonna-
I
I'm gonna
will
blow a
give-
hero point.
I'll give Vex advantage on this.
There we go.
Why?
You
Thank
sure
you.
you don't want to give a Xoruk advantage? You really need.
Yeah, right. Xoruk might need it.
Oh, yes.
You know?
We.
Oh no!
Hey, that's still moving ahead of the hordes. Hordes move at initiative 5, so you know you'll still move ahead of something.
Thanks for the advantage.
No worries.
Golly.
Well,
It was like this in Icewind Dale too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens.
Okay, Stein had the dexterity of a fucking banana. Like,
It's true.
like.
He was a
All right.
banana.
Kazador, I need an initiative from you as
Yeah,
well.
I'm getting there.
No,
Check
no.
this
He
shit
gave the.
out. Oh.
Oh,
shit.
Oh, damn. Damn.
Oh, he did it.
All right.
Also, we're
that's
still flying
That's
for
a clean ass initiative.
we're still flying for this, right?
I think
It
Xoruk
is-
and Vex have are on
Yeah.
the ground.
I will bring the Star Lancer because the Star Lancer's with you, so you can kind of like we have initiative rolled, but you guys can, as you move into the like areas, kind of decide how you wish to approach this. So you guys can be flying, you can not. I think how long does I think it lasts for almost fucking ever. So if you'd like to still be a vulture, you're welcome to still be a vulture.
I mean, I spent the point. I'm keeping that. Also, I have a
Yeah.
60 speed flight move. I
Yeah,
can zoom.
here I'll make you big for now, because you're a big vulture.
I'll make you big.
Yeah.
Star Lancer. I'm gonna perch the Star Lancer on the like cliff above you all, and you guys can use it as you will. Like order it as at Vex as you wish it to move. It will take your orders.
Sure thing.
Everyone feel good about where they are on here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
All right. Zaya will move a little bit up to the front as she would have been guiding you. All right, and I think I have initiative down for everyone, including these guys. Let me just double check to make sure I have that. But that, I believe, as you all begin to move along the cliffside, you would notice that the various groups of enemies begin to respond. The cliff itself seems to slowly spiral, descending into a cave entrance down here that's been paved and stoned, and see you can hear like laughter and jeering and calling and animal noises and various other noises just echoing from out here in a sort of haunting, fiendish capacity, for lack of a better term. The various groups some of them like don't seem to react immediately, but it is kind of as you're approaching that this individual right here, who is just kind of sitting and waiting, would look over and would like reach down, and it is the war horn that this person just kind of lets you all know that everything around is
Hang on, I
beginning
gotcha.
to prepare. Literally exactly like
Amazing.
that.
That.
Over here on the
That's what it's there
tower,
for.
which is your goal, there's a balliste that starts click 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 starts turning in your direction, and all of the yellow horde, they are archers. They are horde archers.
Uh-huh.
Just real quick, just go through what you obviously see. The yellow are a horde of archers. The orange seem to be like sharpshooters, seem to be specific devils who are armed with good ranged weaponry. There seems to be a camp over here where several well-armed and armored individuals are sort of milling about. There is the one other, sorry, not and there. There's the one individual here who blew the war horn and seemed to like start the command of everyone attacking. And Hakka, you would see a couple extra things. You and Rot, actually. Yeah, Rot and Hakka, you would see a couple extra things. No, sorry, Xoruk as well. You also have pretty good passive perception, enough to see this. Hiding behind the rock here, I've left them on the field because you can see them. There's a horde of what looks like likely zombies of some kind that are almost just like sitting and waiting for things to come across the road that way. And the last thing you would notice is all the way across here, as soon as the horn gets blown, standing up and kind of like slamming a staff into the ground, is a humanoid-looking individual, less devilish than pretty much anyone else, and you can only assume is a diabolist of some capacity or some report, is some sort of caster of some kind that has sworn themselves in with the devils. And that is what you see before you, and this is where we're going to pick up with next time.
Alrighty then.
As the assault on the zoo begins.
Oh boy.
In a fight, right?
No.
Is there gonna be a gorilla eating a pepper in the zoo?
Fuck you, Thero!
No,
I was already saving that. Fuck you.
No.
You know what? Thero ruined it. You all see over here, there's
my
a gorilla Garistro combo that's using a pepper.
Oh my god.
It seems to have been like
We-
bred together. It has four
We see a
arms
barrel
and
gorilla
is a
that got
gorilla.
lost.
It's literally a Bulgura, a Garistro, and a Giralon that has been like crossbred
Oh my
into
god.
the
Heart
ultimate
attack.
into the ultimate gorilla, and is just like eating a giant pepper.
Holy shit.
That's literally in my notes, and I was going to do that next session.
I'm
You
so
ever
sorry.
feel so
He just-
seen? It's kind of
He-
creepy.
I have
That's how
Connor
this
and
bit-
Zan in this game. I have Connor and Zan in this game. There's no way I wasn't gonna do this bit.
No,
He
no, that's fine. That's fine.
He just looks so surprised suddenly, and then he yells down at the other devils, "Did you hear that?"
Yeah, the horse actually their ass.
Yeah.
They're summoning reinforcements.
Sorry.
Did you hear that?
I'm so sorry,
Oh.
Leah.
If you have not seen the short
shoulda-
gorilla
you
eating
should-
pepper,
It
Go.
wouldn't have happened. Y'all
Now.
chose to go to the zoo. Ever since I
You-
brought
you
up the zoo,
shoulda-
I was like, "Eh, this is in here."
Oh my god.
You should have been like,
like St.
tune
Louis.
in next time to find out. But
Well,
I could have.
I
the
appreciate
bit-
the candor. I appreciate the candor.
the excitement.
I
was
like the
too
candor,
much.
and also it's way funnier to have the bit ruined than for you to set it up and me to just do it. Like, oh yeah, here it is next time. For me to go, fucking damn it, Thero. Way more entertaining.
Okay. All right.
well,
It's alright. It's not like we
Well,
contacted Strahd or something.
gorillas aside.
I
Thank you all so
do
much
it
for
again.
stopping by, everybody. This has been a wild ride, and we're finally there. We're in the city of Avernus. And we're
We'll
going
be
to
in the
rock
city
and
of
roll it next
Dis
time.
fucking next session pretty
Hell.
immediately. Like, it's gonna be combat, wrap up of combat, and then into the city of Dis next time. So
Literally, hell yeah.
let's fucking go.
Hell yeah.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for stopping by, everybody. Let's go around the horn one more time and de-introduce ourselves, starting with TheropodArt.
Hi, hello, it's me, your boy, TheropodArt. When I'm not ruining bits, y'all can find me on Blue Sky, Tumblr, Fur Affinity, Twitch, TheropodArt. I'm taking a little break from Twitch right now. I should get back to it in April. I know that seems forever in the future, but too much is happening. I need everything happening to stop. Please. Stop praying for my downfall. You got what you wanted. Please stop. I beg you. other than that, if you like this stuff, come over on Tuesdays. We play Vecna. It's fun. It's great. It's wonderful. And I also forgot about this in the other intro. Connor, we're doing the art stream after this, right?
Yes.
That was kind of why I was like, let's call it here, because we could probably do the combat, but y'all have the art stream.
Nah. We got to give the people what they want.
It's true.
We can't keep delaying art streams. But yeah, that's me.
Indeed. Up next, we've got XanillisGrimm.
Hi, that's me. I showed everything at the start. But allow me to take this moment to say I love you very much. Thank you for being here. And thank you for sharing your time with us. That's me.
Yeah. After that, we've got Saris.
Hello! You can find me all over the internet at Tixdixl, and I got quite a few streams in the weekend, 2 streams on Saturday, and then we go into Monday with another stream there. If you're interested in what I'm doing, you can check out Blue Sky. Thanks for having me here, and for all of you lovely people in the audience, thanks for watching. We really appreciate you.
Always a joy to have you, Saris. Glad you're here.
Yeah. Up next, we've got the Citric King.
Well, you can find me pretty much everywhere at Citric King, everywhere, being mainly Blue Sky, then all of the other stuff. It's busy as always, as per, but never a bad idea to keep an eye out for whenever I post stuff. So that's going to be me, and then it is our one and only GM Leah.
Hi! Fridays here, Saturdays nowhere, Sundays Burnout Vaughn's channel, Mondays my channel, Adam using Thalia, Tuesdays nowhere currently. Wednesdays I streaming on my channel, but you should probably go watch at Gaius Ghostpaws because that's who I'm streaming with and where the more entertaining gameplay is visible. And Thursday on my channel, Adam using Thalia for superhero shenanigans. If you are as dispatch pilled as I am. Thank you all for being here, and none of us would be here without our gracious, kind, lovely, and extremely handsome host, Connor McKinley, DistortionDevil.
So I've heard. So they claim. But yes.
So
Hello,
I've
everybody.
seen.
That's true.
You handsome fuck.
Wow. But yes, we're gonna be probably no stream tonight, but we are doing the art stream shortly after this. Tomorrow. I guess I'm not doing anything tomorrow.
Hell yeah.
And Sunday, playing some more Baldur's Gate 3, followed by some more Fallout 3, so be on the lookout for that. Other than that, you already know what it is. If you weren't watching this live on twitch.tv/DistortionDevil, then you're probably watching this on youtube.com/DevilsAndDiceRolls or patreon.com/DevilsAndDiceRolls. Yes. I've got a few new video ideas that I am going to be putting into production here very soon here. So that's right. I'm not going to be sitting on my hands for another year. We're getting actual content, and it's coming. It's coming soon. I'm gonna make a few shorts as well that I'm very tickled by so far that I've been writing up. But yes, that's about it for me. This episode of Kazador's Guide to the Cosmos was brought to you in part, or if you're like me and misspell the title without and just noticed it, it's Kazador's Guide to the Cosmo.
Ooh, Cosmo!
Delicious drink. Yummers. Out of 10.
I'm gonna get fucked up.
Indeed.
500 cigarettes.
That's right. Beard Sorcery.
Beard!
That's right, Beard
Beautiful
Sorcery.
transition.
For all your beard hygiene care products, head on over to beardsorcery.com. I've been using Beard Sorcery products for a good long while, and my beard has never been happier. So use code DistortionDevil and you can save 10% when you shop online at beardsorcery.com. As well, you can save the same amount with the same code over at bonescoffee.com. If you are a coffee fiend like I am, and you are in the market for some delicious coffee, go to bonescoffee.com. Use code DistortionDevil. Save 10% when you shop online. And that's about it, everybody. Thank you so much, everyone, for stopping by. Let's go and see where we can take this crazy party.
See a Monty, I see a Skelly, I see a Sora, I see a Fringo, I see a Vivi, I see a Alpha Aniki, I see Farting Tart.
My very good friend Fringe Type is doing his last stream of February. So let's go ahead and read Fringe Type.
Bingo!
Our raid message will be...
I got one.
Huh?
Gateway to hell.
Gateway to hell. There we go.
Gay.
Yay!
Gateway to hell.
I love Theo. He's gay.
Gay. All right. With that,
Yay hell.
take care, everybody. We'll see you in a bit here for the art stream. But for now, take care, rest well, and have a good bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh,
Drink water.
Bye.
water and water.
Bye-bye now.